Now, Bronte, on to some other sort of diplomacy, and fresh reports that the King and Harry's top aides have held a secret summit. Do we know any of the details?
Yeah, this is very interesting. Of course, we've talked so much about whether a reconciliation will be possible over the many, many years this rift has been going on. But there are actually now photos of Prince Harry's new chief communications officer, who is US-based, meeting with the King's chief communications secretary and also one of the Sussexes UK-based PR officers. So these three met together. The word on the street over here is it was a very casual drink setting. It was at a private members club, just a stone's throw from Clarence House, which is, of course, the King's London residence. And the three of them got together, and as I said, it was a casual drink, so it doesn't appear that there was a formal agenda. But the very fact that this meeting took place is very interesting, because it is that first real concrete step toward some sort of reconciliation term being met. And it also comes just weeks after Harry openly said in that BBC interview that he really wants to reconcile, that his father isn't speaking to him. And that sent shockwaves around the palace, because there was some quite personal details, including the fact that Harry said he didn't know how long his father had left. But at the same time, perhaps it served as that impetus for them to all get together, get in the same room and start saying, how are we going to end this for good? So that was very interesting. It's also been reported that Harry's chief communications secretary, who was at that meeting, then flew back to the US immediately and reported to Harry, obviously just to let him know the tone of how it all went down. But definitely watch this space, because there it is. It's very clear that the conversations are at least happening, and maybe this will all set the scene for 2 years down the road when the Invictus Games is on.
Yeah, and I'll get to Invictus in a sec. But Angela, just on that meeting itself, anything more you'd like to add there?
Oh, look, I think it's intriguing, as Bronte has said, because those players, Tobin Andre, who is the communications secretary for the King Charles and Camilla, he was a former Mail on Sunday executive. I worked for him for the period. Now, the fact that this has been seen, there's photographs of these people meeting, it speaks volumes about how they wanted to see it. I can't believe that it was leaked to the Mail on Sunday. wouldn't go so far as saying that, but there is someone there that wants to drive home the message that they are now looking at talking. Now, as an opinion writer, I wrote a piece 2 Sundays ago as it was revealed in the UK that King Charles's funeral plans were being updated, which gives the suggestion that he is now living with cancer rather than likely to be cured from it. I wrote a very strong piece saying that they have to reconcile, that you cannot leave the situation as it is. And I think that would be very much in the minds of Charles and Camilla, as they deal with the King's illness and as they think forward as to what legacy they leave between William and Harry, because there is no hope of William and Harry becoming brotherly again unless the King reforms that relationship with his son. So very interesting that we saw pictures of that.